states' rights. I think that's what's so wonderful about America. So I think it's perfectly fine for Arizona to create that law. And I am against illegal immigration, but I'm also against racial profiling. So I see both sides in this issue.
We, as America, stand as that shining light on a hill. For 234 years, we have been under the same Constitution. Never let anybody say that we are a democracy. We are not a democracy. France is a democracy, and they're on their 55th Constitution.
Mr. Chairman, thank you for this opportunity. These truly are extraordinary times in our financial service sector. Since 1 year ago, the Federal Reserve opened the Fed's discount window in the amount of $29 billion for Bear Stearns. The American people are looking at the actions of both the Federal Reserve and the Treasury Secretary, and they are wondering if their government is making an historic shift, jettisoning the free market capitalism in favor of centralized government economic planning. I wonder, Mr. Secretary, if you would comment on that.
I'm a huge believer in states' rights. I think that's what's so wonderful about America.
All right, I see you're an Emmer supporter.
I am.
All right. Do you support Tom Emmer's amendment to the Constitution to permit the state of Minnesota to nullify federal legislation?
Absolutely.
And isn't that sort of an exercise in neo-secessionism?
Well, I just put it this way. I just believe that our federal government is overstepping their bounds. Yeah.
All right. Well, let me ask you this: if the states can nullify federal legislation, what would prevent, for example, Mississippi from deciding it didn't want to follow the civil rights laws of the United States?
It's their state. It's the citizens of their state. And if the citizens of their state decide that's what needs to be done, should they not have the opportunity?
What if they wanted to reinstitute slavery?
Well, I think you're really getting off bounds here. I don't believe that would ever happen again.
I'm a huge believer in states' rights. I think that's what's so wonderful about America.
Most people in this room know that 70% of our Constitution, 70% of our federal government is unconstitutional. 70%. You want to know why congressmen are not saying nullification in states' rights? Because it would nullify and take away 70% of who they work for.
Yeah.
I'm a huge believer in states' rights. I think that's what's so wonderful about America.
Everybody says I don't smile enough, so there. Like that, Jackie, they're my dimples. At least the ones they can see. Thank you. I want to say thank you to the LEA, Gordon. Thank you for doing this. I tell you what, I'm most humbled by the other people that have the award. I mean, I've been watching Bruce Anderson for the past 5 years, and I've told other people he is truly a mentor. He's somebody that you can always rely on. Talked about him last night. Mark Biskins. I can't say enough things about Mark that he wouldn't tell you about himself. I
have very few friends.
You are a true leader. David Hand, who's not here, same thing. Our friend Draz, Ron, you guys are what it's all about. It's nice to see you here, Mark. Everybody on the LEA board, thank you very much. I had the notes over there. I want to tell you about a bill that my friend Mark Biskins was talking to me about the other day, and that we're putting in. It's a bill that says it's titled Consideration of Federal Mandates. And some of you who have seen some of the bills that I put in, the Minnesota Firearms Freedom Act, the Minnesota Healthcare Freedom Act, Mark and I were talking, and he had this great idea, which I'm stealing now, of course. But it's a joint effort, and I'm sure Draz and Ron and What's your name? I know what his name is. I'm just teasing a little bit. But I'm sure you guys will all be on it. Here's what it says. It says that before the state of Minnesota, if this were to become law, will accept a federal mandate, that there must be consideration of whether or not the United States Constitution actually authorizes the federal mandate. Yeah. Great idea.
That's a 10th Amendment shot.
It might have a little bit to do with states' rights. Yes, it does. It's, and that's what we've been trying to do, is get people to remember that this is a republic. This was intended to be a representative republic. The bill's on the table up here. I want to thank anybody can come and look at it. I was told 30 seconds. I know I read it as 30 minutes, but that's the way I usually do it. Thank you very much. Thank all of you. And please, last before I go,